Here, we come with the adventures of Planet Dune by continuing the series. The second part of the Dune series is going to give you chills because it has the most thrilling action and adventures of sandworms. Sand's life is always dry and dusky, but Paul, the protagonist, makes it more thrilling for the fascinators. Paul is alive after the previous fight. He is in Arrakis with his mother, trying to learn their excellent fighting moves and extraordinary survival skills. His visions are still haunting him. Hence, Harkons from North Arrakis attacked Fremen because they wanted to earn great wealth by producing aggressive amounts of spice. But Paul's strategic fight with them helps the Fremen to get rid of the enemies. Jessica also helps to rescue his son. The dead bodies are piled up in a few minutes because of Paul's courage and flawless moves. They allure the colossal sandworm through a design machine and let it gulp the bodies. Unfortunately, one of their leaders loses his life during the fight, and the Fremen blame Paul for the misfortune. They call him a spy and an evil spirit who can trouble them. However, there are still some who believe in him and call him Muad'Dib. Although he doesn't want to be a messiah, it seems that he has no choice because he has been chosen by superpowers. He is here to help them with their enemies and learn their combat skills. In the meantime, Jessica, his mother, is requested to serve the land as the Reverend Mother. The leader shows her the secret water stream in a cave, which is believed to be the holy water. They have a belief that this water can change the destiny of the planet and grow a green paradise. Also, they get the water from their bodies and don't even waste a single drop of it. He doesn't let Jessica waste her tears. Hence, they value water like their godmother. Jessica has to say yes because they threaten her to kill. So she chose a life of suffering over death. She knows that the Reverend's mother is the one with the greatest powers and pains at the same time. Hence, the choice has been made, so she is taken to the dying mother. She let her drink the water of life, which is holy water to grant extremely powerful attributes to anyone. As Jessica is pregnant, the water affects the child too. They both are now the powerhouses of exceptional skills. She wants to spread his son's faith to the whole planet even before he is declared the Messiah. But signs are following the predictions and the time is near. To prove Paul is the chosen one, the leader gives him a task to survive the night in the desert all alone. Although he has learned the skills, he walks like a lizard to avoid sandworms. Chani is impressed by her wisdom and fighting moves, so she helps him avoid the devils of the night desert. Harkons attacked the Fremen once again, but their empathetic messiah helped them dodge the skillful army of enemies. They defeat them by snatching their own weapons, luring behind their gigantic ship, and attacking strategically. He runs from one pole to another to hide under the wings and manages to destroy the enemy's helicopter at the same time. The fight takes him one step closer to getting the title of the Messiah. An inspired group of Fremen decides to name the Paul Usul. It is the holy name, which means extremely powerful, considering the qualities he holds. He likes the name and embraces it as the people's love. In the meantime, Harkons have been attacked several times and have had their territories burnt with huge explosions. He wakes up beside Chani after another vision about going south and making thousands of people starve to death. As he has a very kind heart, he doesn't want that, but he can't do anything about it. Hence, they both fell in love and enjoyed the sight of the sandworm ride. Paul wishes to learn that and follows the instructions given by the leader. The day of decision comes when he needs to pass the final test. He walks through the desert and places the alluring device to call the sandworm. Surprisingly, one of the biggest sandworms appears, gigantic than any before. But Paul manages to ride it with exceptional withholding skills and a wiser mind. He breaks all barriers and rides it like a skilled rider. Hence, there is no doubt left in considering him a messiah as written in the prediction books. Everybody bows their heads down in respect and glory of their new king. Jessica wants to travel south to spread her son's faith. She wants him to join, but he wants to be in the Arrakis because the people here now love and need him. He is somehow their hope, but he still doesn't believe in religious beliefs about the Messiah. He is also having visions of his sister, who is still in the womb. She encourages him to do the right with the people in these visions. Paul destroys the Harkons' production houses and takes them to zero. Baron is angrier at his destruction and plans to avenge their loss right away. On the other hand, Princess Erlan is also worried about the spice production, so she decides to talk to the Fremen about it. She finds her father's throne in danger too, because the Messiah has now been declared. He can't be killed and soon will occupy their possessions. Baron, the fat man, and his followers, especially his nephew, are displaying brutal examples of cruelty and horror. They kill several people just for fun or for their own benefit. He also bribes his nephew from the kingdom of Arrakis in exchange for saving their space resources. In addition, Lady Margot is assigned to test the nephew. She lures him to a mysterious room and tests his pain, courage, bravery, patience, and vulnerability. He passed the tests, but he is vulnerable when it comes to women. Likewise, Margot gets back with the child to keep his bloodline alive. It's a daughter who possesses the skills of Harkon's bloodline and the bravery of Rabban's nephew. Hence, the nephew has been given the thorn and the authority to attack Arrakis. He sends a handful of the army to Arrakis and collects spice. But Paul manages to stop their mission by hiding under the sand and throwing fire explosions on their ships. Luckily, the Gurney is amongst them, and they also step ahead to fight Arrakis. But he gets stopped by Paul, and they recognize each other. Hence, belonging to the same planet and family, they hug each other. He is so pleased to see Paul alive and reveal his past. He is here to earn money and take revenge, but now Paul joins him to take his father's revenge. Gurney also warns him about the incoming war, which is unstoppable, and he has to get prepared for it. Therefore, he takes him to a restricted place secretly, which was built by Paul's great-great-grandfathers for future use. He can train his army of Fremen here using advanced technology and weapons. Jessica reaches a place and prepares the water of life for his son with the help of a woman. She asks her to preserve it for the boy, but the lady assures that no man can survive the water. But Jessica wants his son to drink it. It can kill or make him see the future. If he survives, then he is the Messiah, someone with supreme powers sent from the heavenly powers. Rabban's nephew invaded their place and burned their caves. They are scared and injured. Therefore, Paul commands them to go south without him, but they don't want to leave without him. However, Paul is having visions about losing Chani and lots of people starving to death. This makes him vulnerable and sad, but Chani encourages him about his decisions. Paul tries to foresee, but everything is inclined towards encouraging him to drink the water of life. He is confused about it, but he doesn't know that her mother has already prepared it for him. He reaches the place of water of life. Without a second thought, he takes the sip. He starts having visions about his sister many years after her birth. He stops breathing, and everyone thinks that he is dead. But Chani believes in his prophecy and struggles to wake him up. His mother considers her also a part of prophecy because she is the one who can save him. Her tears of love mixed with the water of life can bring him back. Chani does the same, and he is back. It is happening the same as what is written in books. Baron's nephew finds Chani's friend behind in the cave and kills her brutally because she doesn't say a word about his clan. Jessica meets Paul and talks about his experience of the water of life. He is happy that he can see clearly now. The future if everything is crystal clear in front of his eyes. He also now knows that he is the bloodline of Harkons, the Baron's blood because Jessica is his daughter. But Jessica exclaims that she never tries to find her past. Therefore, she doesn't know about her father. Millions of Arrakis kneeled in front of Paul and prayed for his mercy. They are convinced that he is their Messiah, except for Chani. She tries to wake them up, considering this bookish and fake, but no one dares to listen to her words. Hence, Jessica reached into his beautiful attire, and then Paul greeted the crowd. He is asked to kill one of his friends, but he refuses to kill his beloved one. However, everyone insists because it is a ritual. As Paul is the new Messiah, he changes the rules and warns everyone to stand against him. They get furious and take out their weapons. But soon, they are overwhelmed by the knowledge he is holding. He knows the pasts, presents, and futures of everyone present in the room. He even tells the story of a 12-year-old boy, which took place many years ago. This amuses everyone, and they believe his prophecy now. Paul convinces them of his powers and shows them his father's antique ring. He also writes a letter to Princess Irulan to meet him in Arrakis. They were shocked to see him alive, and this was a huge concern for the emperor. She takes the advice of their holy mother, but she also confirms her father's dethroning. She compels her to obey Paul now because of his powers. Chani is so aggressive and angry toward Paul and Jessica. She considers Jessica for putting Paul's life in trouble, but she is not guilty at all. The emperor lands on their planet in a huge ship, and Paul plans to defeat him. He covers him from all sides. But the emperor meets Baron first. He asks about the spice production and Fremen. Baron lies about the death of Paul, but he doesn't know that the emperor just got his letter. The emperor is angrier about his irresponsibility and lying. They slaughter Baron in front of his army and nephew. Paul is all ready to fight the emperor and places the alluring devices all around. He wants the sandworms during the fight as a help. A huge war was propelled by the arrival of the emperor. Paul is taking the lead by exploding their ships, killing millions of people, and defending their possessions. He is the most exceptional ruler of the Arrakis, who won the colossal war with his wisdom and courage. He kills Baron and then moves to the emperor to get everything he deserved for so long. He took revenge on his father by letting the emperor bow in front of him. He threatens him to either lose the throne willingly or let him marry the Princess Irulan. Chani is there too, listening to him. She gets super angry and leaves the place in the pain of betrayal. The emperor challenges him to fight the Baron's nephew to prove himself, and he accepts. He fights him excellently, which shocks everyone in the room. He tricks him well, and then stabs the knife deep into his body. He has been defeated very easily. He is now the king of Arrakis, and they occupy the whole planet happily. To watch more exciting movies, don't forget to subscribe and like our channel.